Across the nation, the health of Irish families is in decline. In this series, 6 families in desperate need of life overhauls go under the microscope and open their doors to the scrutiny of a team of medical experts. Dr. Sinead Byrne is committed to reversing the decline of the nation's health.
We can reduce the incidence of chronic diseases with prevention, and that starts in the home.
Fitness professor Niall Moyna is on a mission to get the country moving.
Unless we radically transform the lifestyle of our children, they are going to be the first generation that will not outlive their parents.
Dr. Nina Burns is a passionate advocate of families taking control of their well-being.
We don't need doctors to keep us well. We need a healthy lifestyle.
And new to the team, nutritionist Daniel Davey wants to change the way we think about food.
We can't underestimate the value of eating good food.
A week of scanning and screening will reveal what's really going on.
I'm feeling it's going to be like a heart attack with the pants I'm getting all the time.
And the cold, hard facts will come out in the consultation room.
We could end up in a wheelchair.
They have 8 weeks to turn their lives around.
That's it. Good job. Good job.
So proud of you. Well done.
The households are facing the challenge of a lifetime.
It's just awful. You're really not taking things seriously.
All while under the glare of a doctor in the house. Under medical supervision this week are the Gazanfars from Ashbourne in County Meath, 35-year-old dad Atif, 32-year-old mom Omna, and 2 kids, 7-year-old Juaria and 5-year-old Warris.
They do look like happy kids though. They're lovely.
Omna met Atif 11 years ago on a trip to England to visit her sister.
What did I write in your hand there? Oh, just married. On the plane.
A short time later, they got married.
We're very, very happy. Extremely happy. It's probably my most happy time in my life.
When we had Juaria, my daughter, it was like everything was falling into place. It was a happy period.
It's probably one of my favourite, that one.
Yeah. First Christmas.
I even look, show how healthy you are there. Look, you never ever think what's around the corner. Definitely not.
Just before their second child, Warris, was born, Atif was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is an inflammation of the large bowel causing severe diarrhea with blood and mucus.
Just continuous in the bathroom. He was extremely tired. He wasn't really able to be there as a husband would be, you know, as he was like for my first child. So it was kind of, I did feel very alone.
He's got a change in his spine as well.
He looks as though he's wasting away. It's just so little muscle mass.
I was just going to ask you what you thought of his muscle mass, yeah.
For such a big guy.
Atif was put on different medications for his colitis. Then he contracted meningitis, which was so severe he ended up in ICU and was placed in an induced coma.
After 1 week in the coma, he lost movement from waist down. Anytime they tried to wake him up out of the coma, they got movements in his arms, like they'd kind of shake, so they knew, okay, arms are okay, but there was no moving in the legs.
Emergency surgery was performed on his spine, but the surgeons found nothing.
Just to have your loved one not being able to talk back to you, and not for a day or two, like... Sorry. 3 weeks he spent in a coma.
When Atif finally awoke, he was given a 5% chance of walking again.
I kind of like said in my mind that I'm going to prove them wrong, that I'm going to do it. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to start walking again. I use that as motivation, that, you know, you've given me 5% chancing, but I'm going to prove you wrong.
Atif fought the odds, and after months of intense physio, he finally got back on his feet.
In terms of what I've done, it's, you know, it's good, but I've kind of like lost the focus.
Atif's colitis, though, has become all-consuming.
You're constantly in and out the bathroom, and it varies. It could get between 5 and up to 10 times during the night, and then during the day it'll probably be around about the same. It does take over your life.
The lives of his family around him are also being affected, especially his wife Omna's.
In the last year, I've put on weight. Whatever's there, I'll eat it. I don't care, like, you know, what it is or what I'm putting into my body.
She seems to just have stopped caring about herself at all. She just, it's mindless eating again, I think.
Like, I look into the mirror and I just think, my goodness, like, what have I done to myself, you know?
The last 2 years where people are living their lives, we're kind of like just plodding along and not doing anything, not achieving anything.
You know, we talk about lifestyle illness, but he's been dealt a really raw deal here.
Poor guy.
It's just showing what a disease can do to an entire family.
It does sometimes put a strain on the relationship. Constantly in each other's faces, so there's not much separation, and sometimes separation is a good thing.
My dream, I'll be honest, the four of us, to be able to do something as mother and father, like to the kids, like to kind of have that happy time with them, to make them happy, you know, and to show them that Dad is okay and we are okay as a family, and you know, we're going to get by this, and to have that father figure around. So sorry.
She seems to be carrying a lot of weight, and she's looking after his needs, and I'd be concerned about it. Is she spending the time to look after her own needs? And that's something we'll really have to address.
Yeah, it'll be a very rewarding family to help.
Yeah, very much so.
It's time for our medical experts to travel to Ashbourne in County Meath to meet the Gazanfars face to face, so they can get a better understanding of this family's medical history and concerns.
So tell me about your family history, your mother and your father.
my father had 2 bypasses.
Okay.
And my mother has, she's diabetic.
Does she have weight on?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Atif, have you had dietary advice previously from a dietitian?
No. I mean, I've read about diets myself, but I haven't taken any on board, and I haven't had much advice.
Would you be open to trying some new options?
Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
great.
So do you think the stress of your illness has impacted on the kids in any way, Atif?
It has. Whilst I was in hospital, Julia, my daughter, she developed alopecia. Because one day I was there and the next day I wasn't there for 6 months.
Like a couple of weeks ago, she said to me, "Mom, I really want a really tight hug." And just out of the blue, she said, I don't want Dad to ever die. Sorry. And then obviously I look at Atif and I think, well, I can't blame him. Sorry.
Now, over a 7-day health assessment, the Gazanfars' every move will be monitored and analysed. All of this information, combined with a range of tests, scans and examinations, will reveal the truth about their health. To start the week of observation, nutritionist Daniel asked the family to keep a food diary to get a clear picture of their food intake. Then the doctors do full head-to-toe checkups on the whole family.
Her bloods are really what are going to tell us a lot. She has a family history of heart disease and diabetes, so obviously it's very important that we have checked her sugar, that we've done a glucose tolerance test, we're checking her fasting insulin, because certainly carrying the weight and having a family history would put her significantly at risk of type 2 diabetes.
Nice to get that tongue, good girl.
Dr. Nina wants to inspect Atif and assess the level of damage done from his past medical traumas.
You feel that?
Yeah, but I can't feel it vibrating. I can feel the...
You can feel it touching you, but
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
vibration. Okay. He has significant nerve damage. His nerves are not responding the way a healthy person's nerves do. Some of these things are not 100% fixable, but I think we can certainly get him healthier where he can have quality of life, and that's what's really important. He has no quality of life right now.
It's day 2 into the week of observation, and Dr. Sinead visits the family home to observe Omna's daily routine.
Well, just a second. How do you feel? Are you breathless?
A little bit.
You are?
Yeah.
Just after the flight?
Just after coming up with the Hoover, yeah.
Yeah, you're breathless.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With her heart rate up after some household chores, Dr. Sinead takes her blood pressure.
When I checked Amna's blood pressure, it was higher than you'd expect. After some exercise, it went up even higher. I mean, that shouldn't be happening. She's young, she should have low normal blood pressure.
Coming up, Atif struggles in the fitness test.
When was the last time you did something like that?
2-3 years.
And the results are in.
To me, they weren't just surprising, they were actually shocking.
You have to think of yourself and your health for the overall benefit of your family.
This week, the Gazanfars from Meath are under observation, and our experts have been watching and assessing their every move.
He has significant nerve damage. Examining him, his nerves are not responding the way a healthy person's nerves do.
At the end of the week of observation, the family will face the consultation room, where the experts will collate their findings and reveal the results.
I mean, to me, they weren't just surprising, they were actually shocking.
The doctors continue the week of observation by organising a range of scans and tests for Amna and Atif. But it's Atif's severe colitis that is of interest to Dr. Nina, and she is back to see if she can identify the triggers.
And you do okay with the crisps? They don't upset the stomach?
I just find it a quick and easy, just a quick and easy fix kind of thing. And the other day I made a wrap with baked chicken in it and lettuce and just mayonnaise. That was it. I was in and out of the bathroom for at least 10-15 times and throughout that day. If this is what food is going to cost me, I'd rather not eat.
As the week under observation continues, Dr. Sinead wants to find out how Amna is coping.
Like if you were to sort of rate your mood, say 0 to 10, 0 being rock bottom, 10 out of 10 being brilliant, what on average number would you pick for the last 2 weeks?
For the last 2 weeks, probably 3.
Really?
Yeah,
That's not very high. What about your self-esteem, Amna?
I think probably 2.
Very low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight it's takeaway night, and the family have ordered chicken and chips.
The chicken was deep fat fried. I noticed the kids were having fruit shots, particularly Amna, once a week. For a takeaway is more than she should be having because she already is carrying weight and she needs to lose it.
As the week under observation draws to a close, Professor Niall is about to put parents Amna and Atif through the most intense fitness screening of their lives.
I am a little bit dreading, but I know that I'm going to be out of breath. I already kind of know.
Atif undergoes a DEXA scan to calculate his muscle composition and bone density. Then, a test to measure his body fat percentage.
Now I've got some mobility issues. That's where I'm kind of like apprehensive on the test.
10.4. You know, at someone that young, it's amazing how quickly the body can decondition. So some of the things we're going to look at today is to see how much the body has deconditioned.
And a test to measure his strength.
That's good. Okay, relax.
With a history of diabetes in Amna's family, her insulin levels are being tested. She is first to take on the VO2 max, which will assess her overall fitness.
Well, you have another minute or so and you're looking straight ahead, Amna. Now give me as much as you can now on this stage, Amna, as much as you can on this stage. The difference this minute makes is huge. 17, 18, 19, 20. When you want to stop, grab the front, grab the front. Now that was nowhere near as bad as you thought it was going to be, is it?
Hard. It is hard, definitely.
Atif has been unable to exercise since his last major surgery. Now it's his turn to face the VO2 max test.
16, 17, 18, okay. 17. 17, okay. Think you can give us another little bit? Yep, okay. You're a tough one. Your best effort now. And you can't go any longer, you can grab the bar. Brilliant work, that's it. Brilliant work, good man. 18, 19, okay. Do you want me to stop the treadmill? Okay, good tight seal in the mouthpiece, good man. I tell you, this guy is tough. Okay. Jesus Christ, you surprised us all there. When was the last time you did something like that?
2, 3 years ago.
Did you get great satisfaction out of doing that?
Yes.
What I saw with Atif today, that's what I would have normally seen with someone who has heart failure. Up until now, we would never have had anyone with such a low functional reserve or fitness capacity.
It's the end of the week of observation and the results are in. The Gazanfars have been summoned to the consultation room and will now find out what the doctors really think about the state of their health.
Amna really needs a wake-up call for her own health. She now needs to make choices that define her future and the future of her children.
In 6 months or a year's time, if he keeps going the way he is, he may not be able to get up of a chair to go to the bathroom.
Professor Niles starts with Atif's fitness results.
I really admire your courage the day you came to the lab. It's obvious that somewhere in there you want to get better and you want to improve your quality of life.
Definitely.
What was a little bit worrying for me was you performed relatively poorly on the strength test, which would indicate to me that you're now beginning to lose muscle mass. We also assessed your bone density, and you were classified as having osteopenia, which means that you're on the way to developing osteoporosis. If you continue the way you're going, you won't be able to perform activities of daily living, so I think it's a very serious matter. And Amna, your results, I mean, to me, they weren't just surprising, they were actually shocking. If I took 100 women of your age, you would be ranked in the bottom 5 for your age. Your body fat, if you take a look at the screen here, is 36%. But your BMI is 35. Now above 30 would classify you as being obese. So you're moving in now to the morbidly obese. We also took some blood measurements, and one of those was to measure your insulin and your glucose. And when we looked at those values, it was determined that you're very close to being insulin resistant, which means that you're on your way to developing type 2 diabetes. And with the family history of diabetes, you're already at increased risk, and it's something that you're going to have to take very, very seriously over the next 8 weeks.
Next, it's Atif's blood results.
Your bloods showed a picture of being malnourished. That would explain why you feel tired, lacking in energy. It doesn't help how you're feeling every day. But Amna, what I want to say to you is not only is there lack of fitness here, but you're actually anemic. So it's no surprise that when you walk up a flight of stairs, you're tired and you're actually short of breath, because you need a good iron supply and you need good high hemoglobin in order to carry oxygen to your muscles, where you get very fatigued.
Having analysed the food diaries, nutritionist Daniel gives his thoughts.
On one hand, I can only imagine how difficult it is for you, but the condition can be managed better from a nutrition perspective. There are ways that food can be prepared in order for you to get the nutrients that your body needs, and I don't think you've explored that to the point that you should have. In terms of the children's diets, the fruit and vegetable intake and within main meals and snacks, it isn't good enough. So we really need to improve on that.
I think, Amna, you have, carer's burnout. And Amna, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit selfish, that you have to think of yourself and your health for the overall benefit of your family.
The experts have delivered the results, and Juaria and Warris join in for their own consultation with the experts.
So you're going to make sure that your dad and your mum become active and go out for a walk and do lots of activity with you over the next 8 weeks. Do you think you guys will be able to do that? Yeah?
Yeah.
And you're going to get your dad in particular. You're going to make sure he's going to become healthy again, so he's going to be able to play sport with you.
Okay.
Okay? Good. I think you really need to pull yourself by the bootstraps and start living life again. I saw something that day in the lab that convinced me that you're well able to do that. And you should start that journey and start it very quickly.
And there isn't any magic wand, unfortunately. We're not going to be able to fix everything, but we certainly want to start you on a road to a better quality of life.
Dr. Nall said that what he saw within me in the lab, I want to show him that, look, I'm that person. Just because of this, what you see now, I'm still that person. No, sometimes I want to prove the experts, like what they've said, I want to kind of like change their opinions in certain things.
In order to reduce Amna's risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, improve her overall blood results and mental well-being, her doctor's orders are to lose 5 to 10% of her body weight and follow the nutrition and fitness plans put in place by the experts. In order to optimise Atif's overall health and reduce his risk of osteoporosis, his doctor's orders are to improve his diagnosis of malnourishment, increase his levels of mobility, follow the adapted nutrition and fitness plans set out by the experts. In addition to improve the couple's mental well-being, Atif and Amna must attend a psychologist, and the whole family have been asked to eat together every day and participate in family activities. Coming up, the couple air their grievances
For full attention, but he needs to understand we've 2 young kids.
and Atif struggles with a nutrition plan.
It kind of like brings me down. I'm thinking, okay, look, I'm doing something healthy, but it's not, it's not doing what I want it to do.
Over the last couple of years, the Gazanfars have struggled due to Atif's illness.
You're constantly in and out the bathroom, and it varies. It could get between 5 and up to 10 times during the night, and then during the day it'll probably be around about the same. It does take over your life.
This has put strain on their relationship, which needs to be addressed for the couple to start moving forward. It's the beginning of the 8-week plan, and the doctors have organised counselling for Amna and Atif.
Looking for full attention, but he needs to understand we've 2 young kids. We have our house. It's just quite difficult. I can't do it all. Then I can't, because I'm looking for attention. I'm looking for a lot of love.
I was in the bed for what? I was bedridden for what? 3 months. Family members were telling her, don't come to the hospital because you're neglecting the kids.
Yeah, of course.
So she had to, kind of distance herself for those 3 months.
Yeah.
And then what happened when she distanced herself, then I kind of distanced myself and then said, you know what, if she's focusing on the kids, I'm going to focus on myself, which was kind of what we had to do.
Anytime I'd say, Atif, come on over here and watch, movie or kind of, have a movie night. And I think Atif has built up inside him that, no, I need to be near to the bathroom, no, I'm fine here, I'm fine here. And then I just go, okay, it's fine. From a girl's side, I'd crave all that. I'm still very young and...
Yes, of course.
I think I'm still in that frame of mind from the hospital.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Where I'm focusing on myself and not looking at the kids, and it's kind of become that.
Looking for full attention.
From sitting here, it sounds like it's almost like the illness is controlling exactly everything, and I suppose we have to, obviously we have to accept the illness and adjust to it, but we need to be able to define ourselves as, parents and husband and wife, and not the illness defining us.
She's important to me, so obviously I have to, for the last 2 years I've put her aside, and I know that it's affected her a lot, but I just didn't want to think about that at the time.
Yeah. Yes.
I hope,
Yeah, but I suppose
she's not going to hold those 2 years against me.
I know, yeah. But I suppose we have to think about how the illness is defining you guys and how we can sort of break down those barriers.
Definitely think it was great help for both of us to just kind of get a lot of things off our chest and what's been bothering us and, you know, bottled inside us. I don't want my kids growing up feeling negative in their lives and when it's not their fault, you know. So we need to help each other to kind of help them.
Absolutely.
I have to kind of like give more priority to what Amna's said in there, and you know, and build on that. And definitely, I've definitely heard her, and I'm definitely going to make the changes.
It's a new day, and the family are having a doctor's orders briefing.
So there's no crisps, there's no chocolates, there's no cookies.
The takeaways, no more. It says, look, completely cut out takeaways.
We have to make some time for the family, so we go outside and spend some time and have some fun.
The Gazanfars start the new food plan, but first, the junk food must go.
Oh yeah, and the castor sugar.
Keen to make changes, Atif prepares dinner for the family.
Take care.
And leaves his house to go for a walk on his own, for the first time in years.
It's extremely hard. I haven't done any physical activity for the last 2 years. I mean, I haven't pushed myself. This is definitely a step in the right direction, and I want to do it. Well done. High five.
Later that evening, while Atif looks after the children, Amna meets a friend and gets out to do her own exercise.
I do get a little bit out of breath. I'm hoping to get by that. I want to like finish that out of breath feeling. But other than that, I feel okay. I feel good.
As per doctor's orders, family meal times are around the table and new vegetables are being introduced.
You know lettuce? This is a little brittle sprout. So this is lettuce's little child. And then this is...
That's cauliflower.
Cauliflower.
I actually put some cauliflower on my plate with the potatoes and the chicken, which I normally wouldn't do. I'm hoping that I can tolerate, because then that means that it's another food, a healthy food that I can add to my diet.
As the weeks go on, the family continue the plan, and Atif starts an online IT course.
I signed up for an online course. It's IT certification. It's just to keep up to date with everything and not to feel like, you know, that I've missed out on stuff or I've, you know, let things go. So just to keep up to date with everything, and that's the main aim, is just to get back into work, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's the main aim.
Healthy eating continues in the Gazanfars household, and the family are feeling the benefits and enjoying it too.
What did you just have? Prawn wars? Do you like prawns?
I love prawns. Yummy.
I keep saying to myself, Amna, this is your opportunity now or never. I know it might sound selfish, but I have this kind of strength in me now that I'm not gonna, I don't care if anything happens, I'm gonna keep going. I want to keep going. I don't know if it's early days. This is the 3rd week, but I do feel happier.
With Amna's encouragement, Atif takes bigger steps and walks into town, which is a 40-minute round trip.
There's a lot of tough love from her. Like where before there was a lot more sympathy, but now it's like, get out the house. You know, you're not meant to be sitting indoors. Get outside, do the walk. So she's been supportive.
For the last couple of years, it's been Atif and I at home. So for me to be able to see my husband leave the house and do something for himself, I mean, that 30 minutes to get out of the home, and the home for me to be on my own, was amazing.
But for Atif, the journey is overshadowed by his ulcerative colitis, as he is still suffering from incontinence flare-ups.
It's had its ups and downs, like I've had good days and bad days. That's kind of disheartening, where I think that something's good for me, and it's actually, it has the opposite effect, and it kind of like brings me down. I'm thinking, okay, look, I'm doing something healthy, but it's not, you know, it's not doing what I want it to do.
Nutritionist Daniel visits Atif to see how he can help.
I'm here today to spend some time with Atif and really try and make some progress, make his life a little bit easier, find out what isn't working, what is working, and try and put a formula together that's really going to help manage his colitis.
Like I've stopped doing the smoothies because
it was kind of like irritating my stomach. It was making me go to the bathroom quite a lot.
It's not a case of completely removing them and saying, okay, well, they're not working, I'm not going to use those or try those anymore. It's about then looking at other combinations within. The reality of Atif's condition is that there isn't any straight, simple solution. You're not going to go from having a lot of discomfort and issues around food to having the perfect diet that works well for you.
No, the avocado was good. I didn't mind it, but it wouldn't agree with my colitis.
Your colitis. So it's about building on one step at a time and finding what works and what doesn't work.
After getting to grips to where Atif is struggling, Daniel organises for Atif to meet with a dietitian who has a specialist interest in ulcerative colitis. The plan is to educate Atif on the foods he can eat to complement Daniel's highly nutritious food plan.
What we're going to do is work on how to increase the energy and the protein intake in your diet, okay? And that sometimes does mean that you can have cakes, okay, or a biscuit. As long as you're having your meals, you can have these in addition, in between. With Atif's ulcerative colitis, what we need to do is find a way of controlling the diarrhea, such as using something like Imodium with his doctor's recommendations. That's hopefully going to improve the absorption of the food he's going to eat, so he's going to get as much out of it as possible. We're then going to give him all the energy-dense foods like the butter, the cream, the cheese, the snacks in between meals. This is going to improve his weight, improve his energy levels, and hopefully his quality of life.
It's week 5, and Amna is now a regular in the local gym.
It just gives me loads of energy. I feel fantastic. The minute I come in, my whole focus is, say, on the treadmill, on my exercises, what I have to do. So now, after getting the push and being able to see how far I've come, it's amazing, amazing achievement. I'm actually very proud of myself, definitely. Out for a walk. It's quite cold, but it has to be done. It's actually lovely. So.
Since Atif has altered his food plan and is now taking anti-diarrhea tablets, things have significantly improved.
After taking the Imodium, I'll probably get about 4 or 5 hours of things that I can do and not having the urgency to go to the bathroom.
Coming up, will temptation prove too much?
€10, you can get 2 pizzas, 2 sides, and we cater for up to a family of 4, so that's 4 drinks and then a dessert.
And the Gazanfars return to the consultation room for their results. The Gazanfars are being asked to make huge changes to their lives. If they can't resist temptation during the 8 weeks following the doctor's orders, their chance of long-term success is greatly reduced. Dr. Sinead organises an undercover temptation test to test the family's dedication to the plan. What better way to tempt them than a great pizza deal?
A family deal for €10, so that includes 2 pizzas, side orders, drinks and dessert.
Dr. Sinead gets into position and is ready to watch their every move.
Hi, I was just wondering if I could talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, go on.
I'll just do really quick. You see, there's a new Italian restaurant opening down on, Kingland Street, right beside Tesco and Eason's.
Yes.
And see, because we're opening today, we're doing this opening offer, and we have this family deal. So for €10, you can get 2 pizzas, 2 sides, and we cater for up to a family of 4, so that's 4 drinks and then a dessert.
Okay.
But you can get this like any day within the next week. The only catch is you have to order tonight.
Oh.
So would you be interested?
You know what, to be honest with you, it's a bit of a thing, but we're actually on a diet where we've got to stay away from this.
Oh, good man, Atif.
I don't want to take away your time, it's just that I can't actually...
It's only for next week, isn't it?
Oh, Amna's coming to the door.
So it's €10 for a family of 4, is it?
Well, see, yeah, so for €10 you get, if you want to have a look, you get 2 pizzas, see, if up for the family of 4, so you get 4 drinks, 2 sides and a dessert. Well, see, you can have it, so even if you want to get it maybe, say, like, this day next week.
Well, why don't you just do this, why don't you just place the order and then we can actually go down and try it out. It's that family event.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Atif.
We open on 24th.
No, this Saturday's the 17th.
This
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, 17th.
Well, the only thing is, though, I have to get you to pick what you like now, so...
Okay.
So what can I get for you? So what 2 pizzas would you like?
I'll do the margarita and then the Vico.
Well, that's not the healthy one.
And what about the sides? 2 sides between you.
Okay, we'll get the dough balls.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's already loads of dough, so just get the chips.
And the chips.
This is an outrageous turn.
We'll get 4 7-Ups.
Yeah. And what dessert would you like to share? I'd recommend the Death by Chocolate. It's very good.
Right, go on then.
Right, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Right,
have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Dr. Sinead is shocked at what she has witnessed and confronts the family.
Hi Asif, how are you? I'm afraid there was no new pizzeria in town. Is Amna inside? Is she there? Let's have a little chat about this. Amna, how are you? Come on out.
How are you?
I'm afraid there is no new restaurant or pizzeria, and I was listening and watching to everything that happened. This was your temptation test this evening and you have failed it. You know, I couldn't believe what you ordered. 2 high-fat pizzas, there was the dough balls, chips. And it's just that for the future, we want you to be able to say no to these, because there are temptations all throughout life. And it's not just for 8 weeks. We want you to continue being, you know, healthy long term for your future. I'm shocked. I thought they'd more resolved than this, I have to say. But anyway, hopefully they'll reflect and maybe it'll make them think a little bit more.
No, it's a kick up the backside. Definitely.
The Gazanfars have failed their temptation test, and now after 8 weeks they must return to Professor Niall's fitness lab, where a range of tests will be performed to measure if their time following the doctor's orders has been a success or a failure.
In relation to Amna, I would expect to see her having lost weight and improving her lean body mass.
I am nervous, yeah, definitely, yeah. 100% I am. I didn't sleep last night.
Okay, you can just step on there.
Amna is first to take on the VO2 max test.
That's it. Now we want you driving hard up that hill. That's the important thing now.
And she's upped the pace to a jog.
That's it. That's good. That's good. Very good. So she's losing the weight gradually and her fitness levels are improving. I would be extremely happy. 18, 19, 20. Pretty much 20, are you? Look at the chart.
I gave it my all, so I'm hoping I did my best. I hope the results show that I did my best.
Want to stop and recovery. Well done.
Next, it's Atif's turn.
I'm feeling confident, but at the same time I'm nervous, you know. I just want to make sure, you know, like I can back up the talk.
Remember getting off, saying you couldn't have gone any longer. But we're going to keep increasing the slope now. I think that speed looks good for you there. Is it too fast? Up, okay. You're the man. That's great. Atif, he could barely walk on a treadmill. I mean, he was walking at a protocol that we would use for patients who have heart failure. He was that bad. So, I mean, he had a long way to go. Up a little bit, okay? So hopefully within the last 8 weeks, you know, he's totally changed that around, and I'm really looking forward to see how he does today. Very good, Atif, just driving up the hill, that's good.
You're doing really well, keep it going.
1 foot at a time. Left, right, left, right. Your heart rate's still going up. You're at 97% of your max, that's good. So I put it up again, when you can't go any longer, grab the bar with 2 hands, okay?
The pace and elevation is increased. Atif pushes on.
Look at the chart. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, when you can't go any longer, you're going to grab the bar. You're now at 100% of your heart rate max. Boy, I'll tell you, you are tough. I'd be out of there long ago. That is tough to be working at 20 so long. That is brilliant. Very good. 10 seconds. I'm going to count you down now, okay? Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. Okay. You're done. Are you happy with that effort?
Definitely. I left it all.
Yeah. I was very happy with the performance of both Amna and Atif. I have no doubt they've improved, but I'm really excited about how much they've improved, so we'll see.
With the final fitness and medical assessment behind them, the Gazanfars have returned to the consultation room, where the doctors will reveal if this family have obeyed their doctor's orders and improved their health.
About 8 weeks ago, I got told a few home truths, and that hit home.
Hoping I've lost some weight because we have put in the hard work.
In order to reduce Amna's risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, improve her overall blood results and her mental well-being, she was asked to lose between 5 to 10% of her body weight, to radically change her food intake and to increase her levels of physical activity. In order to optimize Atif's overall health and reduce his risk of osteoporosis, his doctor's orders were to improve his diagnosis of malnourishment, increase his levels of mobility, and to follow the adapted nutrition and fitness plans set out by the experts. In addition to improve the couple's mental well-being, they were asked to attend a psychologist, and the family were asked to eat together and participate in family activities. After 8 weeks of following their doctor's orders, the results are in. Dr. Sinead kicks off the consultation.
When we looked at your bloods initially, we could see signs of malnourishment. When we rechecked your bloods, I have to say that there were no signs of malnourishment in your bloods. Your protein levels have come back into the normal range. What you're consuming, your diet, has really paid off. You know, the bloods don't lie. Impressive, dramatic changes for a very short space of time. Amna, coming to you, you know, it was probably very upsetting for you to hear 8 weeks ago that you were insulin resistant. Yeah. With your family history of type 2 diabetes, I know that's something you're very aware of. I can tell you today that you're normal. So that is within the space of 8 weeks, you have completely turned around the results we've seen. That means you've reduced your risk of getting type 2 diabetes, which means you've reduced your risk of cardiovascular disease, heart attack and stroke. Very, very significant, brilliant results.
Professor Niall is next with Amna's fitness results.
See, at the beginning, your BMI was 35 and your body fat was 36. So afterwards, your BMI is 33.9 and your body fat is down now to 31.9. And they are dramatic shifts. You started at 15 stone. So you've lost almost 1 stone over the course of the 8 weeks. And you have lost primarily fat, and you have actually significantly increased your muscle mass. If you keep going the way you are, in a year's time, you will probably be around 10.5 stone. So you've started that journey, okay?
There was a time where I'd give up very quickly, but now it's the strength I have. And from all of you guys, from your encouragement and your push.
Next, Professor Niall gives Atif his cardiovascular fitness results.
You increased by 34%, which is a huge increase. Just, I suppose, to put it in context, it's analogous to basically you going from barely being able to walk 100 meters to being able to walk 5K. That's what it's like. That's the difference.
So I did take your words into, you know, like they hit home, that I was using my illness, like hiding behind it. That's what I used throughout the 8 weeks as motivation. So, you know, I thank you for that.
We were never going to cure your colitis through the dietary recommendations. From working with the dietary specialist as well, we did find that the anti-diarrhea medication has improved things, which would mean that the foods that do agree with you are going to provide even more benefit. You're going to find greater levels of absorption.
Do you mind me asking, how many bowel motions are you having a day now?
4 to 5.
So that's a huge reduction.
Yeah, it has come down quite a lot.
And that's what we wanted for you, Atif, was just to really see that you don't need to be defined by your disease, because there are thousands of people who live with chronic disease, and it's really about living and having quality of life.
What do you think? Have you seen a big change in Mum and Dad over the past few weeks?
Yes. Yes.
Is Dad able to go out and play with you now?
Yeah.
What does he do with you?
He plays football.
He plays football? And do you like that? So look, all you have to do is look at the smile on both of their faces, you know what I mean? So congratulations and keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Gazanfars have achieved their doctor's orders.
It wasn't just Atif who was affected by his disease, the whole household was, and this was a house living with disease. The thing I found the most rewarding in seeing them today is this is now a house living.
A few weeks later, the family are enjoying their new, healthier lifestyle with a family day out to the zoo.
For other families, it's like a normal day out, but for us, it's extra special because it's been a long time coming.
My favourite animal was a tiger and a cheetah. I'm so happy my dad came out with us, and I never felt like that.
I nearly lost him 2 years ago. To have him here by my side and with the kids, to have that, it's a special time, definitely.
I have a great day today.